It's more than just your output, more than a bike. When you hear your shout out, you know it's alright. Put on your magic pants and let's go. We're cruising into the power zone. Clip in, set yourself free. Come on and take a ride with me. Know what you need to know and what's it all about. Everything you need, it's on the Clip Out.
Welcome to the Clip Out Podcast, episode 474. This is Crystal O'Keefe.
And this is Tom O'Keefe.
Hi.
Hi. What have we done to ourselves?
I know. Guys, we're so old.
We're so old. We just last minute booked 3 events that we will go to in 4 days.
I'm not sure I have the stamina.
And we're like, how much PTO do we have to recover from this nightmare? What have we done? So I was like, I saw that Brian Adams is coming with Pat Benatar and her husband, who insists on also being billed along with her, which is kind of gross, but she's been doing it for 30 years. Whatever.
Remember, we're not in the bonus.
Yeah. And I was like, Brian Adams tickets in the lower level, the section closest to the stage, for $34.50 with. So we got 2 tickets plus parking for under $100.
I'll take it.
And then on Saturday we have to go to a trivia night, which we don't have to. It'll be fun, but
It'll be fun.
I don't know if
It's a little bit of a bougie trivia, though.
it is a bougie trivia, and also trivia nights I think are kind of a St. Louis thing.
Yeah, I've never heard anybody outside of St. Louis talk about it, so that could be.
You put together teams, and then they have 10 rounds of 10 questions.
About all different things.
Yeah.
This one's about all different things. Sometimes they have a theme.
Yeah, and so, and yes, we have won on multiple occasions.
Yes.
Not always, but it's not uncommon.
Due to my excellent note-taking skills.
Yes.
Because it has nothing to do with the trivia.
and then Sunday we'll have off. And then Monday I was like, hey, I wonder if Benson Boone has cheap tickets, because Benson Boone's in town on Monday.
Because when I started looking at Benson Boone, when it first got announced, it was over $200 per ticket. That was the cheapest seat they had at the time.
Yeah, and that was like upper level.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look,
Hell no.
guys.
Hell no.
I don't do upper level.
No.
We
don't do pit. We don't do standing only.
We don't do lawn.
No.
Yeah, and so I'm like, I know it's very snotty, and some people love the lawn. Some people that's what they can afford, so no shame. It's just hard pass. And so I found seats that are called side view, and I bought that were $50, and I was just like, you know what, the stage, I can look at the stage, it's built for a side view. I'm gonna roll the dice. And I bought $50 seats, and literally the seats next to us they want $175 for.
So we'll just lean.
So we'll lean. And I'm also thinking nobody's probably gonna buy that $175 seat when the seat next to it is $50.
So we'll just scoot.
So like they're probably gonna be empty.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
2 shows under $225.
Yeah, but that one's going to be late. That'll be a late show.
It's 8 o'clock on a Monday.
On a Monday?
Benson.
What are you doing?
Benson.
He's young. That's what he's doing.
Benson.
He's like 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. He can do backflips.
Yeah. And that was the other thing. I was like, well, let's see this dude while he can still do the backflips.
I know, right? I really wanted to see it because like he puts on such a good show.
Yeah.
Like everybody just raves about it. So I'm excited.
I don't want to see him in 20 years when I'm 75 and he's 38.
And we'll be because I'm a woo girl, so I'll be like, woo, if I wait 20 years.
And he just has to hire kids to do the backflips.
Yeah.
He can't do them anymore. So I guess what I'm saying is pray for us. If you're a praying type.
Also, Tuesday, my coworkers, I will not be in.
Yeah. So what, pray tell, do you have in store for people this week?
Oh, yeah, the episode.
Oh, yeah.
There's some really interesting things happening here. Peloton has been adding a lot of new features. One that we don't even have on the list because it just came out last night. Well, I was alerted to it last night. I don't know when it came out.
Right.
But a lot of new features. So we're going to talk through all of those. I feel like Peloton is really on the cusp of some big things based on what is happening in the background, the new hires they've been doing. We've talked about the last few weeks, what's on the list this week. It is all coming together. There's a picture being painted. So I want to talk a little bit about that as we go through some of these new features that are being rolled out.
You're like, what? How can I say features without saying the word features again?
I couldn't think of the word features. It was gone that fast. Thank you, brain fog. Also, like I said, we're going to talk about this new hiring, but then we have some Instructor in the news. It's a slow week, and yet they still manage to do amazing things every week. So we're going to talk about where the instructors have been. We're going to highlight a few of them. And we're also going to talk about new content that people have been waiting forever to get. Also, what I feel is rolled into this Peloton is kind of on the precipice of like the next stage. And so I'm pretty excited about where Peloton is. And I feel like because we don't have tons of individual content, we're going to be able to dig into that just a little bit.
Okay.
Also, we have a super exciting interview this week.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
We are going to be interviewing Joe Rodonis from Tonal. He's one of the Tonal coaches. I know you're thinking, Tonal, why do we have a Tonal coach on here? Well, first of all, because he's still fitness and it definitely...
He knows things.
Yes.
He knows the things. And people, more than ever, in the Peloton world, are getting into the strength end of the training pool.
But one of the most exciting things about this interview, which is why we all were excited about doing it, was that Joe is going down the path for the first time of doing triathlon training. Joe's a big dude, like a big dude, like not just tall, but also very muscly. Like that's his thing. And so he has like special thought processes around how he is training and how he's approaching fueling. And so we're going to get into all that. It's a really cool conversation. He brought some really fun energy to it. So looking forward to that. It's
also a fun talk when he talks about being a big dude.
Yeah.
And having to drop some of that muscle in order to be competitive or even achieve a triathlon. And
his thoughts about that.
And just like the psychological impact that has on someone whose muscle fitness has kind of been his identity for probably 15, 20 years. Yeah. Right. So I thought that was a real interesting conversation. So I have the same problem where I was like, but I'm the short, fat guy.
You did. It was just a little
I'm still short. I haven't fixed that. And I'm slightly less fat.
A lot less fat. You need to take credit. Take credit.
Well, before we get to all that shameless plugs, don't forget we're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, TuneIn, wherever you find a podcast. You can find us while you are there. Be sure and follow us so you never miss an episode. Maybe leave us a review. You can also, if you would like to support us with more than your ears, the one thing you can do doesn't cost you a dime, and it's probably
the most underrated thing.
Yes, the most valuable thing you can do for any online content that you value is share it.
Absolutely.
Better than a like or a love or a laughing, a share. It
tells the algorithm that you value it enough to share.
So if we do something you like, feel free to share. That's super helpful. If you would like to support us with more than a share, if you would like to share your money, it's only $5. It's $5 a month. It's our Patreon, patreon.com/theclipout. What do you get for that? You get early episodes. You get ad-free episodes. You get our undying love and affection. And you also get bonus content galore. Weekly, we record an additional episode of all the stuff that we just didn't have time to get to in the regular episode. And it gets a little bit more loosey-goosey over there. You can also, this week, hear us talk about why runners are suddenly running with their balls in their hand.
Okay, well, tennis balls.
Well, I was trying to do a tease.
I know you were.
And you ruined it.
But remember, our listeners are 80% women. So I thought they might want to know that you meant tennis balls.
Well, they might be like, well but why? Why are you so gross? Yes, what are you doing?
Yes, I'm sure there is
morbid curiosity.
There is a contingent that would be disgusted. There is also a contingent that would have... they really want to know.
Yeah.
But I was just hedging our bets to make sure we covered both.
Okay.
That's okay.
Yes, you definitely want to cover both balls when you're running with the... Also, the Wall Street Journal has a comparison on fitness trackers, and Camila took her dad to the World Cup.
Yeah, that's a really cool story, guys.
And it made me laugh out loud. Her dad made me laugh out loud.
Oh, so I can't wait to hear about that.
Talk about that over in the Patreon. Also, don't forget that you can watch all of these over on the YouTube. Find us on the Facebook. And then, of course, you can sign up for our newsletter at theclipout.com, where we will send you the links and whatnot in a mostly weekly fashion. So there's all that. Let's dig in, shall we?
We shall.
Peloton in the news.
The Peloton Entertainment Portal now features you.
Me, I'm there.
You were there.
I'm on the equipment. I don't know if Dan Graney listens to our podcast because he makes his own podcast.
Yes.
He's a busy guy.
He used to be on Real Spoilers.
He did. But he is the one that alerted me to this. He messaged me the other day and I was like, oh!
Look at there.
That was really fun. That was a really fun surprise to see. Whenever we recorded this way back when in February. I don't know, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
At the time, Peloton even said they weren't sure where they were going to be posting the videos. They left it very vague that it could show up on the equipment, but I didn't want to get my hopes up about it. It's just kind of cool to see.
Yeah, it's very cool.
I mean, I've used this equipment for 10 years now. In fact, 10 years last week. It was 10 years on July 15th is when I got my bike. And so that's a pretty special anniversary. Thank you, Peloton.
Yeah.
That was really, really cool.
And so it's not just you, we should say.
Oh, yeah. I thought all the podcasts that Peloton produces
are also there.
Yes.
They also were like, well, we can't just put Crystal on there. We have to like put the other stuff we've created on there just so they don't feel bad.
I just got excited in my head.
As well, you should.
In my head, we had already said that. But yeah, it's all the Peloton podcasts that you can find all of them in the entertainment portal. And it's neat that they're all out there because there's a lot of people that don't do a traditional podcast. You know, there's a lot of people that they won't even give it a try. So this is a great way for you to take a walk or a run or a bike ride and get some different content than you would normally get. It's fun.
Absolutely. The Breathwork instructor content is now available on Android.
Yes, this is a big deal because Breathwork was available to everybody who had a Peloton subscription, but you couldn't see any of the Peloton instructors on Android at all.
That's so weird.
Don't get me started.
I get that you develop for Android second. I don't understand from a technical standpoint why you could push out content through the app on one device and not the other. You would think once the app is built for that ecosystem, it either can accept the content or not accept the content.
But it wasn't built for that. Like keep in mind, Breathwork wasn't owned by Peloton, so they had to change it. And if you look at the way Breathwork works, it functions. Breath function. It has like a couple of different. It has one point of entry. It's just like their home page, but the way that they have the Peloton instructors, they're listed as like the daily wind up, get started, and then wind downs.
Yeah.
And that's where the Peloton instructors come in. That seems to have just kind of been tacked on. And so I don't know enough about technology to say this in any educational way, but I can tell that they tacked that on. And so my guess is the Android UI was more complex than adding it to the Apple UI. But at any rate, they had told some folks about a month ago that it would be showing up in a month, and Stephanie Caputo, be better, # be better. That's her leaderboard name.
I thought I was doing something wrong.
No, it's like, B as in B, like a
I just thought I was getting scolded.
So not this time. But Stephanie said that it showed up almost exactly a month to the day. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah. Tread pace targets are live.
This is such a confusing concept. Pace targets have been live for a long time. That's not what this is. So everybody has a range of pace targets that you can set up. So if a person is brand new to the tread and they've never done running pace targets before, they might want to start with like a 1, and it goes up to like, I don't know, 10, 15, something like there's a whole bunch.
Are these miles per hour?
No.
Oh, okay.
But it is
running 15 miles per hour. Is that even possible?
Not on the tread.
Okay.
But it is saying that like you're within these ranges. So when we call out easy, you're going to be within this range. A level 2 is going to be within a slightly different range. Level 3 is slightly different range, so on and so forth.
Right.
Well, there's 7 different levels to running. Okay. So they are very specific to your skill level. That's the wonderful thing about pace targets. So this is where it's like power zone for running and walking. They have walking pace targets too.
Okay.
But the part that's new, and this is so cool, they've always had shortcuts on the tread where you could like have a shortcut menu on your screen and you could say, okay, I want to go 7 miles an hour, 4 miles per hour, whatever. They've been there since the tread arrived day 1 back in 2018. Now, though, they have a secondary set of shortcuts and they are linked to your specific pace targets. So when the instructor says we're going to go to moderate in the next effort, now a new set of pace targets comes up. They are shortcuts for your specific range. So you have the top of your range, the midpoint of your range, and the lowest point of your range. And it's specific to you.
It's customized.
So when the instructor says moderate, we might all be getting different things at home if you have it turned on.
Yeah.
But it just shows up just for like maybe 5 seconds as you're changing to the next level, that next effort, and then it goes away.
Okay.
You can still change your pace level targets at any point. So you can say, oh, I was starting to do a 3, but I'm not feeling it today. I got to back off to a 2. No problem. You can still do that. You can also turn this completely off or on.
Right.
You don't ever have to use it if you don't want to. It's a setting that you can use or not use. And you're not giving up the shortcuts you already have. So those shortcuts still live there. They're in a slightly different place on the screen. So you can't see them both at the same time, but you really don't need to because you're either using your own shortcuts or you're using the instructor callouts.
Gotcha.
And these, for obvious reasons, only exist in classes that are labeled as pace targets.
That makes sense.
I'm really excited about this because it changes you don't have to hit the forward button. It changes it automatically for you. Now, there are people that say, well, I really like the satisfaction of like hitting the button.
Sure.
You can still do that. It doesn't take away that option, but it's really nice, especially if you have a big jump. Like if you're doing, let's say you were doing an easy pace, maybe it's an intervals run, and now you're going all the way up to like your top end of your speeds. You can do it with just one click instead of rolling and then trying to find it. You can easily hit it.
Gotcha.
It's just super nice. It's just a really nice ad.
Awesome. And that, I guess, comes courtesy of the engineering team, which was featured by TechTarget.
It was. And, there's a lot happening here. They're using AI to cut costs. They're using AI to do more testing. And the thought process is that we're going to get better, right? Because the more you test and you use things like testing, you're going to get better. So in general, this article was written in a very positive light about the engineering team and how Peloton is working so hard to move quickly and be nimble. However, the response to it was not. First of all, I got a message yesterday from a person who wishes to remain anonymous that reminded me that, and it's a very fair reminder, people have been complaining for, months now that all across all equipment, there are people that have zeros for all of their metrics in every class. And Peloton knows about it.
Yeah.
Peloton said they're working on a fix, but it's not fixed. Okay. And a little disconcertingly, it's not listed on their issues on their dashboard. It doesn't say anything.
Right.
So they're not publicly saying, we know it's here, we're working on it.
Yeah.
That is disconcerting to people.
Yeah. I mean, one of the perks of buying the equipment is the metrics. And so if you're not providing that, like some point, I would think if I was that person, I'd be like, am I getting a discount?
Right.
I should be getting the app price then, right? I mean,
that's a fair point, in my opinion. So you have that. Then you have the Peloton Whisperer.
Remember this moment, listeners who say that all we do is suck up to Peloton.
Yeah, for real. They won't.
No.
Because it's the people that read articles and they only read the headline. So they have no idea what we actually said. So then you have the Peloton Whisperer, who I believe used to work for Peloton. And he says that like you can't even use an auto update. You should be filming every update you do to your equipment because some of the updates have been linked supposedly to your screen, your tablet no longer being responsive. And Peloton will tell you that the only way to fix it is to buy a new tablet. Now, if you film the update and you show that it worked before, responsive before, film that I did the update, film it's not responsive after, they have no choice but to give you a new tablet for free.
But who thinks to film it before you do the update?
If you read the Peloton Whisperer, then that's how you would know to do that.
And actually what he said was, you should film it. You do the update.
But so the point is, there's a lot of negativity in response to this article because it's like,
it's this
guys,
like kind of fluff piece about how great they are, and people. But I will also say there's probably never a point in time when there isn't something not fully functioning
anywhere
in a piece of software that's complex. So like if you wait for that moment, it will never come.
It will never come.
Yeah.
And I will also say that on the last few earnings calls, Peter Stern has talked about the fact that the engineering team is working really quickly and nimbly. And he's talked about R&D and how the two of them are working together to bring out new products. We're expecting to see new products. We're expecting that some kind of Pilates reformer is going to be on that list. That all goes to talking about engineering and this precipice I'm talking about, because they're making all these little tweaks in the background. They're also buying up companies. We talked last week about how they have a person coming into HR for mergers and acquisitions.
Yeah.
I got a message from another one of our listeners who, believe it or not, I didn't even know this was a thing. Their whole job is an HR specialist in mergers and acquisitions.
Oh.
If this person was looking for a job and wanted to live in New York, this would be a great job for them.
Yeah.
So they explained to me that what's actually going on here is they want this person to come in and create. The reason it's contract is they want them to create procedures, like a checklist of due diligence before you were to purchase a company. And also, once they've already been purchased, how to bring everybody on board, what all that looks like. It's a very detailed process. So thank you to our unnamed sources, but yes. I feel like
the acquisition whisperer.
Yeah, I feel like all of this is telling us a story. We're seeing Peloton say we're doing acquisitions. We've got money. We paid off our loan earlier than we thought we were going to pay off our loan, but we can't reinvest it. So or we can't just pay off all of the loan, but we have this extra cash. So what are we going to do with the cash? We're going to reinvest it. We're going to put it into new things like SCOP, Breathwork. We're going to see these things. And we also have this engineering team working in the background to be more nimble and to be faster. All of that says to me that Peloton is really doubling down on what they said they would do, which is to become a wellness platform.
Right.
Also, to those people who reach out to me and say, why is Breathwork on a separate platform? Why isn't it just within the Peloton platform? Because it's not for you. Like keep in mind that Peloton picked up 1 million subscribers by buying Breathwork.
Yeah.
And then they featured all of the Peloton instructors on there to bring those 1 million people over to Peloton. Think of it like
it's a conversion tool.
Exactly.
I won't say it's a loss leader, but it's designed to be a funnel.
Right. And so there's a lot of things happening right now that are really pointing some big things. It's got me excited about the direction that Peloton is headed, and it's been a hot minute.
Yeah.
Since I've been excited. So
that's true. So while we're talking engineering and new things, over on the Reddit, they're discussing the possibility that we are going to be able to create and maintain multiple lists
of classes. So
yes.
Right now you can go in and you can bookmark a class, but you have no way to say, I'm bookmarking this to take it in the future.
Right.
Or have a separate list for, I'm bookmarking this because I took it and I loved it. Like you can't make those two separate lists.
Here are my favorite strength classes. Here are my favorite yoga classes.
Here's my arms classes. Here's none of that. You just have one bookmark class, which is, people have been asking for this for years.
If you're a pervert, here's the class where Dennis stares into the camera.
I don't think that makes you a pervert.
Okay.
I mean, I might be a little personally called out by that.
Yeah, I see. She's very upset.
This is one of those things, though, people have been talking about forever. And apparently there was a usability study that came out a while back, and this was one of the potential rollouts that Peloton was looking at. And Peloton sends out these studies all the time. They send it out to different cohorts. So you really, it's hard to keep track of because you're not supposed to share them. People do, but
right.
And nothing's set in stone, right? Just because you fill out a survey doesn't mean it's ever going to come to fruition.
Yeah, or just because they asked a question, they could have done their survey and it found out that people don't want that.
Yeah,
so they're like, no point in putting resources into it.
Exactly. And then one more just really cool thing that is coming out, or is out for sure, that Chris C sent me in our Patreon group. Peloton now has on your Apple Watch, you can start a walk or a run without your phone. Boom.
How about that?
People have been asking for that since day one.
I know you have. Every time we walk the dog, you're like, God damn it. I forgot to start my walk.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. Now you can just start it on your watch. Downside from some people is, but it eats your battery. That's true. Apple Watches in general just have a battery issue.
Yeah.
It's a thing. I don't really feel like that's on Peloton though. But that's a really cool thing. Like that's what I'm saying. Like so many little features are coming out. I feel like It's notable.
Yeah.
Peloton, now hiring.
Peloton is looking for a senior product manager.
They are.
What does this mean in people? Translate this to people.
Well, it means that you're taking the strategy of what they want to do technically on a technical basis and working with all the teams internally to actually make it happen.
And I felt like this was maybe leaning more towards the commercial end of things.
It is leaning more towards the commercial thing. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. It's specifically the commercial software team. So that's your pre-course side of things. That's that new Peloton equipment that is built to last a really long time, but still has the connected fitness aspect of Peloton. So that's what you're looking at here. So you're looking at apartment buildings, you're looking at gyms, you would be building for that group and you would be implementing new things for that group.
Cult compounds.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've been watching Big Love. We've moved on from 6 Feet Under.
Yeah. It took a hot minute to move on from 6 Feet Under though. Whoa.
It's a lot.
Whoa. And I know that resonated with a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people wrote and they said the same thing. Like that was the best ending that they had ever seen.
Yeah.
Like it.
Is it going?
Whew. But anyway, yeah. So this is another indicator. Lots of growth on the horizon, and Peloton is growing in a lot of ways. But if you are a senior product manager, you too can move to New York or live in New York and make around $200,000 a year.
Which that's about like $40,000 in St. Louis.
Wouldn't it be like 400,000?
Oh, I was going the other way. Like,
I know.
if you lived in
I
St.
think
Louis, you would need to make 40,000. Yeah, never mind. Yeah. Coming up after this.
More math by Tom.
More math. More Tom math. Now you see why I'm a mass communication major who got his degree at 45.
That damn math class.
We will also talk instructors in the news. We got all sorts of updates of things going on at PSL for all those of you over in the UC. And we'll also talk about Selena Samuela and getting certified and what she's now allowed to teach. So stick around.
Instructors in the news.
Robin Arzon has all sorts of classes over at the PSL. It's almost like a Vegas residency.
It is, but
with no sphere.
The real headline here was that she almost missed it.
Oh.
That was really what this article was about, or this note was about.
Gotcha.
I can tell you always read my notes so well. I'm just teasing you. But what happened was her travel from New York got delayed. She was supposed to do a 2-for-1 with Hannah Frankson, so Hannah had to do it on her own.
It was a 1-for-1.
It was a 1-for-1.
Yeah.
But she did end up getting there, and she was able to do the rest of her classes. She had a 20-minute walk plus run. She had a 20-minute 90s hip hop run, and she also had a power walk and a 90s run. So lots of classes she still did, but not as on time. And the reason the 2-for-1 was kind of a big, everyone was looking forward to it. I'm sure Hannah still did an amazing job.
Sure.
She's awesome.
She's a trained professional.
She is, but it was a specific Madonna Confessions run. So it had a whole theme. I'm sure there were outfits that were chosen that they were going to wear.
Yeah.
Like it was a whole thing. And it just sucked that
here's
it happened.
the confession. Robin ain't here.
Yep. That was it. All right, next.
Speaking of the PSL, you have an upcoming Alex Toussaint meet and greet.
Yes. So as we've talked about, lots of Peloton instructors coming from the U.S. over to the UC. They are visiting. They're doing these mini residencies. Well, Alex's classes, like Cody's, sold out super fast. Mm-hmm. And so they did a whole separate meet and greet with him. And that is going to be taking place on August 1st. You already missed your opportunity to sign up for it, though. So if you didn't, you missed it. It's too late. You might be able to still get on the waiting list, but good luck.
Got to go in StubHub.
No.
Hit the secondary market.
They're not even there.
Katie Wong was named a Bustle Beauty icon. And my old eyes, when I first read this,
oh dear,
I thought it said busty.
Oh.
And I was just like, well, that's kind of weird.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, adjusted my glasses and I was like, oh, that's much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is much better. God, kind of laughing at you.
You should.
She's had quite the summer. She's done her recent appearance at Coffee and Chill Wellness Cup in Venice. And then she has that headline spot of Faces at Fitness Chicago, which is taking place this weekend, coming up on the 25th. Not to mention, of course, being a Bustle Beauty icon honoree in the Bustle's 2026 Beauty Icon Awards. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah. What's up for her?
Congrats.
And then finally for this segment, Selena Samuela has earned pre- and postpartum fitness certification. So I guess she could have taught it before, but now we know with certainty that she knows what she's talking about.
She actually couldn't. The way that it works.
Is that actually like a rule? Like you can
I don't
get arrested
know
or something?
exactly. You can't get arrested, but I would hope, Peloton, back me up here. I would hope that they have these people that have certifications before they teach things.
Sure.
Also, we haven't had a ton of the specific pelvic floor physical therapy type of classes that Selena specifically got certified for.
Gotcha.
So we are all hoping that means that Selena is going to be bringing classes like this to the platform. And as a matter of fact, she posted a week or two ago that she was like posted some of like one of her routines, and somebody in the comments had said, "Oh my gosh, I really hope you bring this to a program." And she said she's working on it. So we're hoping that Peloton is leaning in. All the things I said earlier about that precipice and newness, we are seeing that with Selena. We're seeing that open up. We're also going to talk about Anna in the next segment here. When we get to content, we're going to talk about that. There's just this lean in to new things. And so I am hoping that means we're going to see new things from Selena in this area. But specifically, she said that pelvic floor physical therapy gave her support navigating her twin pregnancy. She had some issues she talked openly about after her first birth that with Torin, that like she had trouble running after she first gave birth because she was going to get into her journey of long triathlons then, and found out she tried to do too much too soon.
Gotcha.
And so this is her attempting to do the journey differently this time. And she said it gave her a lot more support. And I think the whole thing is very cool, and it's very inspiring, not only to moms to be, but also us ladies who are in the perimenopause. We have some of these same issues.
For sure.
And they just happen. So like you can still do a lot of work here, even if you're not pregnant. So very cool.
Well, I mean, I guess technically you're still postpartum, right? You're always on the other side of it.
That's true.
Yeah,
that is true.
It might be 20 years on the other side of it, but that's still post.
God, it is 20 years.
Yeah,
that's something. that is something.
I just thought I'd use this moment to make you feel old.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
That's what I do.
Yesterday was such a great day anyway. So glad you put a little tip on that. Just a little
bow.
Boop.
Yeah.
Peloton artist collaboration.
The latest artist series features Neo.
Yeah, now I am not familiar with Neo.
I know the name. He's been around for a while.
Yeah.
But
it's one of those artists that like, I am aware he exists. I am aware that he has music. I don't know it by sound of here's the title of a song. I won't know.
Yeah.
I
will also say for the first 5 or 6 years that Neo was around, I low-key thought he was a Pokemon. So it's like
gotta catch them all.
Neo, Squirtle, Charizard, like they're all, and I'm like, and then the kids were like, no, and I was like,
Are you sure?
He must be a Yu-Gi-Oh.
No.
Can you be a Yu-Gi-Oh?
Boy, I tell you what, between the Care Bears and the Pokemon teaming up with all these shoes and athletics, like we're going to spend so much money. I saw this morning that Sydney's favorite Pokemon, the Pikachu.
Yeah.
They're doing a all suede shoe and it's all yellow. I'm sure she's going to be wanting that.
I'm not going to lie. Having Pikachu as your favorite Pokemon, it's kind of basic.
Wow.
I mean, like,
wow.
It's just like, well, everybody knows Pikachu.
Okay.
It's like if you ask me what my favorite monkey song is and somebody says, "Oh, Last Train to Clarksville." It's like lame.
I think it's lamer if you say I'm a believer.
You're like, one monkey song. That's what I think when I hear you say that. So.
All right. Well, thanks for that.
So it's going down.
Okay.
That's my favorite monkey song.
Okay. Oh. At least it's not one of those ones that's like bleep, 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 bleep.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
But I think it is.
Is it that song?
It is that song.
Oh, man.
I love that song.
Sorry, babe.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Song's a jam. Hey, that song was used in Breaking Bad. That's how good that song is.
Okay.
Just pointing that out.
All right.
Okay. Well, coming up after this, we got content. There are so many classes to choose from, and we thought we would give you a little direction, maybe a little nudge, and something you should consider. But we also do it with your help because we're lazy like that. So that's all coming up after this.
New content.
It is time for the TCO Top 5, and once again,
thank you guys for all the nominations.
a record-breaking week for submissions.
It is.
It's almost getting problematic, but it's a good problem.
It is a good problem, but yeah, I have to like roll a 6-sided die to decide who gets included and who doesn't. I'm like asking the children, which of these?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to give too much weight to it because sometimes people that I know and love send in their submissions,
right.
and it's really
you
hard.
don't want to turn it into like you're just picking your friends over and over again, and then people feel like, well, I don't understand.
Right. So now it's just down to it's the best nominations.
Well, that's what it should be.
So that's what I do.
Yes.
But every single nomination this week had multiple submissions.
I will say, when you talk about the best submissions, there are times, we'll peek behind the scenes, there are times when you're like, okay, I got 3 quotes.
Yep.
And I'm going to read them to you, Tom.
Yep.
And then I will pick the quote that I think is the best. Not on all of them, but when you feel like you have a lot and you don't tell me who they are.
I purposely don't say.
And let's not kid ourselves, even if you did.
You wouldn't know.
Unless it was like Dr. Jen submitted this one. I'm probably not going to know who it is anyway. But
I'd have to start showing pictures.
Yeah.
You know the faces.
Yeah. and so and then I will pick without any idea of who said what. Mm-hmm. So we do our best to keep, because we know people are wagering on these.
Absolutely.
And so we don't.
This is deep.
We try to
information.
Try to stay above board.
There's a lot at stake here.
Yes. So number 1 is your favorite sing-along ride.
It was the 45 minutes epic sing-along ride that was taught by Jen Sherman, of course, on July 19th. We had so many nominations for this. We had 4 different nominations. The one chosen to feature this week is from Nancy Nielsen. She said, has to be the JSS epic sing-along. It was a nonstop party on the bike you never wanted to end. You know when the towel swinging starts early in class, it's going to be fun. And she didn't disappoint. By the way, little side note.
Yeah.
I'm a Believer was on this.
How about that?
Yeah.
The real version
The
or
Monkeys
the Smash
version.
Mouth version?
No, it was the Monkeys version.
And I don't hate the Smash Mouth
I know.
version. Some people get really pissy about that, but I'm like, it keeps the band relevant. Like
Yeah.
it shows it's still a great
But
song.
no, it was the
But
Monkeys.
cool. As it should be, though. As it should be. Number 2, your favorite Power Zone ride.
I feel like a lot of people submitted this simply because I was the last person to be
Yes.
excited about Just
They were
King.
like, let's make Crystal suffer.
Yeah, and so the
And suffer she did.
the 45-minute Power Zone endurance ride taught by Jess King for the first time ever was submitted multiple times. The highlighted quote was Patty LaManna. She said, I felt like this was directed at me. I
Yeah.
felt like it was like, Crystal.
Yes.
Do not hesitate to take Jess King's premier Power Zone endurance ride. I was a road rider for many years, and I always enjoyed her sweat steady rides, which were like that style. I'm not always a fan of her music choices, but they are a great beat to keep my cadence at a consistent 90 RPM for the duration of the ride. I look forward to more Power Zone adventures with Jess.
Crystal.
I know, right?
I feel like every sentence ends with Crystal. Crystal.
I know. I'm sorry, Patty.
Well, here's proof that it's not just you picking the classes you
It is.
like.
Well, I mean, 4 people nominated.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just a shitty person if I don't include that.
Yeah.
It's about what the people want.
Absolutely.
They're not all for me.
No. And also, like, you can't take that many classes, so you
No.
wouldn't, if you were just picking things
That's
you like.
kind of the whole point of
Yeah.
this. I can't take all the classes, and
Yeah.
I don't want to just be stuck in, otherwise it's just a freaking echo chamber. That's no fun.
No fun at all. What are we? Facebook? Number 3, your favorite outdoor walk.
Okay, so this was a really tough choice. I went with the 15-minute high lit plus easy walk, week 2, day 4. It was on 7/15. Now, the reason I say this was tough is Rebecca was nominated for like 8 classes. Multiples on this one, multiples on her 60-minute walk. The reason I chose this was Kim Barnsley's Very captivating nomination.
Okay.
She says, Rebecca's 15-minute outdoor walk from week 2 of Highlight Plus is unlike any other. You definitely do not need to be taking the program to enjoy this gym. In fact, my 73-year-old mother added it to her outdoor walk this morning and loved it so much, she said she's going to repeat it too. I really don't want to give away too many spoilers, but to sum it up, Rebecca takes us through a journey of running into our 80-year-old selves on this walk. We get to chat with this person, and she poses questions that had me thinking long after the walk was over. Highly suggest to take outside as a cool down and to do it alone without dogs, kids, significant others to distract you so you can take it in fully. Looking at you, Tom.
What did I do? It does not say that. You added that.
No, I did not. I did not. It's not part of her quote, but it was part of it. I sent you a freaking picture of this the other day, so you know it's true. You know it is. Trying to take
My 80-year-old self wouldn't be able to hear anything I said.
What?
I'm already like that.
Oh, don't I know?
Yeah.
Whispering with you about people is getting so hard.
I know. We're going to get in so much trouble.
So much trouble.
But by the time you get in trouble for it, you're old enough that you don't give a shit.
And people won't hit you anymore. Because like you get to a certain age.
Anymore. You sound like I've been getting hit my whole life.
No, I just mean that like, I meant it more about myself. That like at this age, people might still hit me. I think they wouldn't feel like they're hitting an elderly lady, you know, but like at a certain point, you look frail.
Right.
And they're not going to hit you.
Yeah.
You just get yelled at. But we are not safe yet, so we need to be real careful, and we are not pulling off those whispers.
We are not.
We are not.
No, we are not Peloton whisperers. Number 4, your favorite yoga class.
Okay, so this was nominated by Tanya Sinclair Toulon. It was a 45-minute Dennis Yen yoga.
And he's staring into the camera.
If you're looking for a hip opener class, this one is for you, Tom. Not a word. Dennis starts this class by saying this is an extension of the class he called Hips Hooray. This will be in my rotation of yen classes. Also, holding fire log for several minutes isn't for the faint of heart.
Come on, hip opener and fire log. A little penicillin, clear that right up. Number 5, it's your unstackable, and it's a Tabata ride.
It's a Tabata ride by Robin, and
yellow.
She's wearing yellow.
Even I know that.
Yes. Jason Johnson and Catherine Kimes both nominated this, but I went with Jason.
The only 2 people to live through it.
Yeah, I went with this because Jason Johnson, he's a newer nominator.
Oh, look at you, Jason.
And Jason actually gave me some details this week because I've said, Jason, tell me more. Like, I need some, I can't put it in the article. It's kind of hard to give you a quote.
The quote can't just be like, this was good.
Yeah.
Right.
So he did. He said, this was a true yellow ride. Robin's Tabata. The sheer challenge of the ride. Anytime it's yellow ride, I know my butt is going to get kicked. And this is from July 16th. So it's the newest Tabata.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
Moving into other stuff, Peloton has dropped a 90-minute global goals scenic ride.
Yeah. Don't get a lot of really long scenic rides. So that's pretty cool all by itself. But also, these are all the countries that were represented on the field during all of the
World Cup?
Yes, the World Cup. So isn't that neat?
Yeah, that's cool.
I thought, wow, what a great way to like really get a look at where all of these countries, like what they look like.
Right.
You're only getting a snapshot because
for sure.
I mean,
and it's going to be like where you can ride a bike.
Right.
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 Like, yeah.
Or run. But yeah, but anyway, it's really neat. I thought that was a really cool idea.
No, that's a clever idea.
Yeah.
And then finally, Anna Greenberg has prenatal Pilates, even more stuff for the natals.
This is really cool because Anna is expecting number 2 due December 1st, I do believe. And she is dropping Pilates classes. It's the first time we've had prenatal Pilates. So again, big full circle moment, programming. I see Peloton leaning in. This is very cool. Very exciting.
Absolutely.
So congrats to Anna.
And then next week, birthdays will return.
Right, because it's August.
August will be just around the corner.
And we are going to have so many just buckle up because every week we'll have multiples.
If the Hallmark store has a special program. This would be a good time to join it.
Yes.
Because you'll be purchasing lots of cards because birthdays are plenty. We will make up for the July drought in August.
We will.
So, but we will not wrap up here because we have Joe Rodonis on the line.
What a delightful conversation.
Yeah. So without further ado, here is Joe Rodonis.
Checking in with the Tonal team.
Joining us today via the magic of ZoomTube, all the way from Tonal. He's in a Tonal lab right now. The Tonal lab he's talking about? He's in one.
I live there.
They don't let him leave.
No.
Yeah. They all have bunk beds. It's like being in a submarine, except it's a Tonal lab.
It's like a Vegas showroom. We don't have time. We don't have sound. Yeah, I don't know what time of day it is. Yeah.
You think submarines smell bad? Imagine
all the sweating.
A whole room full of people who sweat professionally must smell.
That sounds delightful.
Welcome to the show.
And on that note, aren't you glad you're here,
it's
Joe?
Joe Rodonis
It's great to be back, man.
Yeah.
It's great to be back. It's been too long, man. I feel like the last time I was out here was like my first year with the team, so it's awesome to be back here.
It is great to have you. I think it's been like 2.5 years, maybe longer.
And
I'm going to be honest. I think it's been 4 years.
No
Time
way.
has passed. I swear to God. Yeah, man.
We were still wearing N95s during that interview. How long ago it was. And we should say, so when we talked to you last time, it was on our Tonal specific podcast called The Superset.
Yeah.
So for listeners, if they're trying to be like, back, I don't remember that. You're not crazy unless you listen to both.
Yeah, then you are.
And if you are, then we like you better than the other ones. But yeah, so for the listeners, this might be their first time ever hearing from you.
It is possible.
For clip out listeners.
Yes, very possible. But I'm sure they know Tonal. So we have so many people who listen, whether they had listened to the podcast or not for the superset, they love Tonal.
Yes.
So we have Peloton, we love Tonal, we all the things here.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. The crossover is great, honestly, for training, right?
It really.
Tom, I hear you've been crushing it lately, man. Kristen was telling me that you've been on a roll, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I go down the basement, I do the things.
He's so nonchalant about it. He's lifted over 14 million pounds.
Oh,
14 million and one.
Some serious weight, Tom. You're beating me, man.
That's not true.
There's no way.
I just hit the 10 million mark like a month ago.
Okay, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say you've lifted some non-tonal weights in your day.
That's true.
I'm
you have that.
It's 24/7. That's what I do. Yeah.
Yes, he's done amazing. He's also lost so much weight. He's lost 70 pounds between changing his nutrition and using Tonal, and it's really cool. So I wish he was prouder of it.
I don't know. I just feel weird talking. I just feel weird. Look at what I did.
We'll give you the flowers, man. You ain't got to talk about it, but that's impressive, you know? You got to celebrate it, Tom. You got to, man. It's a beautiful thing. Not easy to do either.
I think I feel like if I say it too much and then if I stop or something, I feel like I'm jinxing myself. I
get it, but it's been like 6 years. It's okay. I think you got it.
Yeah, it's solidified, man. You did it. You're doing it. It's been done. You're going to keep doing it.
Exactly. Well said. Well said. I was super stoked to hear, Joe, that you are on a journey that is a little bit different than your typical journey. You've been weightlifting forever. Well, I mean, as long as I've known of you. But I was so stoked to hear you are training for an Ironman, your first Ironman. That is so cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. This is a big change for me for sure. Because like you said, I've pretty much been like lifting my entire life. It was like the goal was just to get as big as possible, which for me, I feel like I did. I felt pretty good about the size. And I got to a spot where I was like, I cannot continue to buy new clothes. I'm running out of space in my wardrobe. We need to tailor it back. So yeah, I was like, let's change it up a little bit. But yeah, it's been a fun journey so far. Big change.
Yeah. So, okay. Which Ironman are you doing? And I should clarify for our listeners, this is the full Ironman, not a half Ironman.
No, actually, it's a half. I'm doing a 70.3.
See, this is why I got to clarify. Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
people get weird about it.
They do get very weird about it.
I mean, I understand, man. It's serious. I mean, these people are very serious about this race, and I completely understand why. I mean, they're a dedicated bunch. It takes a lot of focus. So I am easing myself into this style of training. I am in it for the love of the game right now, but I'm going to be targeting next June. The Eagleman course is going to be my goal race, so that I got a full year to kind of load up and get ready for this bad boy.
That's amazing. I've heard so many good things about the Eagleman course. I've heard that it's, number one, it's great for a first timer because you don't get lost as easily, which for me is a huge issue. And number two, that it's just a really fun course as well. Which of the three disciplines are you most concerned about?
It's a great question. Going into this, so I've been training now for about 3 months, and going into it, the biggest concern for me was definitely the swim. That has been the most intimidating by far. Biking, I used to cycle in college, so I kind of have a little background in this. I went to Indiana University, and I don't know if you guys know about IU, but they have this race called the Little 500. Have you guys ever heard of that race before?
Indiana University. Hang on, I'm gonna put on my nerd hat.
Oh, here we go.
And it's gonna tie into cycling. I'm gonna do the whole thing.
Wow.
Watch this.
Okay.
Watch this fanciness. It's gonna be real spoilers. It's gonna be the clip out. It's gonna be tonal. It's gonna be cycling. You're gonna love it. Indiana University is, I think, where they filmed Breaking Away.
Yes, man.
Thank you.
Tom, yes, dude.
Thank you.
He knows.
Yes.
He does know.
Yes, man. Dude, the history.
There.
Yes, dude. That whole movie is about this race, man. Man, IU people are going to be so stoked that you know that. That's huge.
I'm stoked amazing that he knows that. And wait a second, this whole movie is about the half Ironman?
No, it's about
race at
bike
IU.
racing.
Oh, the bike racing.
Yeah.
The bike race. Okay, got it.
It's arguably what the best, most successful movie ever about bike racing, right?
It's a huge, I guess, like maybe a cult classic now about like cycling. But I mean, that race at IU it was mocked after the Indy 500. So it's like, you have, I think it's been a long time, but I think it's 32 teams that can qualify. You have like quals, right? And it's a really cool race. It's one of the largest intramural events in college. So you get the same Schwinn bike. It is a 1-gear Schwinn bike. So everybody has the same exact layout. You have 4 people on a team, and you have to do, 500 laps. And you go around a cinder field or cinder course, and you can change out riders if you want, but it's whoever gets through the 500 laps. It is a intense race. It's pretty fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds really cool.
And that movie's really good.
Okay. Well, you need to put it on the list.
It was turned into a short-lived television show as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and with I think Jackie Earl Haley was in the movie. You might know him as Kelly Leak from the Bad News Bears. He was their hitter.
I mean, I remember that movie, but I don't know their
the guy who rode the motorcycle.
Okay.
The cool kid that was like too good for the team, and then
sort of ringing a bell. Sort of as
he was also in Watchmen. He was Rorschach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was more bring it up to date a little bit.
Yeah.
You know this stuff, man. This is wild knowledge.
This is my weightlifting.
Oh, he's like, I got this covered.
Yeah.
I got a background of cycling from that race because I was training my senior year for that. So, the run, I figure I'll figure out, right? I'll be on land. We can figure this part out. But that swim, I've been super intimidated about. And I can swim, but the freestyle itself is obviously a totally different beast. And that race, doing a mile, you got to be very efficient with how you're keeping your heart rate, and you don't want to waste energy there. You don't want to use your legs too much during that swim. So I've been probably the most scared of that. And that is exactly where I've been spending most of my time so far and kind of making the most progress.
That makes a lot of sense. And I believe it's an open water swim, correct?
It is definitely an open water swim, which I think Eagleman, though, is, to your point, like kind of generous. I think it like helps you, it pushes you out, but then on the way back, I believe the current kind of helps pull you in a little bit.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. I remember I participated in a half Ironman relay. I want to be very clear. I only did the running portion of it. So I am by no means, I don't get to say the 70.3. Okay. But when we were there, I was watching the swim, and that was, first of all, insane how fast people are. These swimmers are so fast.
Transition.
Yes.
Yeah.
And second of all, they had this there was this black stuff in the water, and everybody that came out was covered in black. They had been breathing God knows what in, and it was terrible. It was like, I was like, I have never seen anything like it. And it kind of scared me away from open water swimming, to be honest. I've heard Eagleman is a lot nicer than Atlantic City.
You were in New Jersey.
I know. I was Atlantic City.
Jersey water. Oh, yeah, that's tough. Okay.
Yeah. Eagleman is going to be clean. You're going to be okay. I don't want to scare you. But it really worried me watching all those people come out, and they had black around their mouths. And it was crazy. It was crazy.
Oh, man. It's intimidating. I mean, the open water is a totally different beast. I've been in the pool, and I'm going to have to get out to this open water pretty soon just to start training. I mean, it's different. I mean, seeing the bottom of the pool, obviously you have your lane marker, you can touch the bottom, and you're just getting into open water, just the depth effect, right? That alone it messes with you. We were kind of in Italy. We were in Italy actually like a month ago for a quick little vacation. We were at Lake Orta, and we had a chance to go in that water. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to kind of play around in this water right now and get used to this, see if I can like swim. And I was like, oh man, I got a lot of work to do. This is intimidating, man.
Because it also has the waves and stuff too. I don't know how much a lake is compared, and I have no idea what the conditions are at Eagleman, but I just know some places have really strong currents, and sometimes the waves come up over your head. That is really intimidating as well. You have so many things coming at you. I am in awe of people who take on these huge challenges. I mean, that is really cool. I also am really curious how you've adjusted your training, going from strength training has been your primary modality. How do you bring in all this cardio? How are you doing that?
Yeah, it's been a massive shift, and it's cool to talk about, because I think when I joined Tonal in 2021, I guess it was, before that I was doing a lot of strength and performance training. So I kind of had this background in football style, like weightlifting, right? A lot of speed and power and sled pushes, stuff like that, like fast twitch, like sprints and things. For the last 4 years, when I got to Tonal, I was going pure hypertrophy, which is basically like bodybuilding style lifting, right? I just wanted to kind of change it up, slow my style of lifting down. So to your point, I was more isolating, doing slower lifts and putting on a lot more size. So I was like getting bigger, which is what I wanted to do at the time. But like everything, there's a cost to that. So the cost is that, you lose a bit of power, you lose your explosiveness if you're going 100% in on that. So while I was gaining size, I was noticing I was honestly getting a little bit sluggish in like my runs and my sprints, and like kind of losing power in the jump. But I was having fun with the style of training. So the transition, part of the reason I wanted to do it was to get back to feeling like I miss that feeling of strength training. You feel very powerful. You have a lot of density and control in the body. And I thought it was time to switch it up. So that's partly why I wanted to give myself like a good runway of like just over a year, to make sure that I didn't have to rush that process. I really wanted to take some time, especially it's been these last 3 months, to ease back into it. So it's been a gradual process where I was like, I'm not so concerned about how fast I'm going, like on the swim, or how fast I'm running, or how fast I'm biking. It's been more about getting acclimated and getting back into the weight room, meeting yourself where you are, and slowly building up there and building capacity kind of in those disciplines, the 3 disciplines. And that process has just honestly been a lot of fun. It's just kind of like you're just enjoying yourself. There's no pressure, you're just kind of getting used to the new way of moving.
So I'm just curious, obviously when you change those styles of exercise, that's a deliberate choice, right? You went into it with your eyes open, but psychologically, how does that feel when you see your body changing? For so long, the metric is, am I getting bigger? And when you not only stop getting bigger, but maybe you even get smaller, not that you're not still in great shape, but does that mess with your head?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like the question I'm kind of getting the most, dude. It's like, are you going to lose like muscle mass and size, right? And like, how does that kind of mess with you? I have leaned out. I've been like leaning, like losing some body comp, but I haven't really lost muscle or size. Like actually, I've noticed that my weights have been going up. I've been seeing an improvement in my lifts. Oh. So, because I think there's a lot of complement. We can talk about kind of that structure. It's a lot of like fatigue management you got to play with. But it's definitely something that you think about, man. Like that was partly why I wanted the year to take my time with this. Because if I had only been thinking like I want to prepare for this race and I got 5 or so months to prepare for Eagleman or for the 70.3, I would have had to drop my weightlifting almost entirely. You would have to go to like maybe 1 to 2 sessions a week, and your focus would just be on your runs, on your swims, on your bikes, and doubling up. And so to that end, I would absolutely, lose some size. You would like lean out. You would just have no choice. It's like the direct line. You would have to do that. So the idea now is just more giving myself that time so I can like train in these phases and I can hang on to muscle and size.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to be so rapid to get there.
That makes sense.
It does.
But that would probably be difficult to take.
Yeah.
Even like you said, even though you're doing it on purpose and there's an end goal and you're trading one type of fitness for another. One's more tangible.
Well, I think this is what most people in any kind of fitness quandary come up against, because when you ask somebody what are your goals, it's always to do multiple things at one time. Whether that's I want to lose fat and I want to gain muscle, or I want to get faster and more powerful and I want to lose this kind of size, or it's never just I want to do this thing. It's always 3 things, and you can't do all the things at once at the exact same pace. And so, I mean, I know you know that it feels like it's a really tough thing to manage. And I feel like even more pressure on somebody who's a tonal coach. I mean, people look up to you, people look up to you. They see you on their screens, and that's kind of part of your persona is to be big, you're Joe. And so, and I would think that plays on your mind. I would think you have to keep that in consideration when you're making these choices.
Yeah. It does. It honestly does. I mean, so part of the reason I wanted to do this was to prove that you could keep size and still be a bigger guy and still compete in these lanes, right? I'm not going into this expecting that I'm going to win the race, right? I'm not training like this, like I'm going to win this half Ironman. I'm going into it for my own reasons, in the sense that one of my goals is to keep size, is to keep power and muscle as I'm building capacity in these lanes, and I want to do well in the race, and being the first time doing it, you just want to have a good experience. I just want to it's a big challenge in itself. So, zoom out sometimes, right? I'm always like, listen, could be a new hobby, a new sport, and something that I really enjoy. It's a great way to spend your time and kind of, to get on the bike and swim. I think it's really meditative. So I kind of do it for those reasons too. And so I want to have a good experience while keeping this muscle and proving to people how to do that. And as you build that capacity, who knows? If you keep going down this road, the training can get a little bit tighter, but to that end, there's something about training maturity too. I mean, the longer you do something, the better you get at it, right? So there's some patience involved in the process too.
Sure. And I want to talk specifically like how you're changing your training and how you're adjusting the blocks. And I want to hear what your schedule looks like. But I also am curious why you chose to go straight to a half Ironman as opposed to trying a sprint triathlon, or maybe you've done that, or, some of the other links, or even an Olympic triathlon.
Yeah. I've done a sprint before.
5K.
Or a 5K.
Just a 5K. That counts too. And then you go home and take a bath. Like that counts. That's great.
Yeah, get on a city bike. Walk a mile.
Get one of them little scooters.
Yeah, dip your toe in the water. Yeah, man. No, it's funny because I was talking to a buddy of mine and he was like, "Let's do the full Ironman, dude." And I was like, "Dude, no. Holy cow. Let's do the half first." So I thought, you guys think I'm crazy for doing this. This guy wanted to go full out. Holy cow. He's like, "Let's go to Hawaii."
It sounds like something said while drinking.
It does.
Like,
it does.
I'll tell you another
very
thing.
Sober. Yeah.
Full Ironman.
We're doing it. We're doing it, man. We could do it. And I was like, buddy, the road to the full Ironman is the half first anyways. Let's just get there. Let's just do that. Let's chip away a little bit. Yeah. So no, I wanted the challenge. There's 2 parts for this for me. One is the mental side of why I wanted to do this. Like I wanted the challenge. I wanted something that was going to demand my full focus and like I couldn't mess around with. So like I wanted to be nervous. I wanted to have something I could train for that would be like, I am scared. I do not know if I'm going to be able to do this. I've never done this before. I don't know if I'm going to be good in the water and swimming. Because that kind of like nervousness is like an excitement, it makes you feel like an athlete again before you go into a game, and I think that kind of feeling makes you just lock in incredibly hard because I don't want to have a bad experience during the race day. So it's like, you better prepare, the right way, right?
Yes. And also you have a lot of public pressure on you.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's only in your head, your public would be totally supportive, even if you decided not to do it. But I know from my experience, once I said, okay, I'm doing a marathon, there was nothing on the planet that could stop me from doing the marathon,
Yeah.
And it's because once you've just put it out there, you've spoken it, you're going to do it. So it does put excitement in there. Okay. So tell us how you've adjusted your training blocks to be able to fit everything in and keep your size.
Yeah, this is a huge point because I think this applies to, I try to get this point across to like everyone in our community, is the same way that you would plan, like a business and a CEO plans their year and their annual goals. You can think about how you train the exact same way. So like this comes from periodization principles, which is just like in training terms, it means that you're training in phases, right? So like you don't have to get so detailed and so specific with this, but just take the main idea that I have a goal that I want to accomplish that's 12 months out. I know what my priorities are, and then you can break that down into how I'm going to train each quarter, each month, and each week within that month, right? So you break it down into these phases where you can do it. So to your point, Krista, you said this, like you can't do everything at once, right? Or you can't make improvements in everything at once. So know your priorities. They should only be 1 or 2 at a given time of what you want to develop. So the first 3 months, it's been that I want to maintain and prioritize my lifting. So that's been 4 days a week of strength training where I'm doing 2 upper and 2 lower. That's been my split. The change has been from hypertrophy into strength. So that moves you into more power-based movements, more compound lifts. And you're going for a little bit faster movements. You're trying to generate force when you're strength training, right? You're trying to improve velocity. As opposed to hypertrophy, it's a slower lift. You're stretching the muscle. You're creating like isolation within the muscle. This is a very different like style, right? I want speed. Then with my triathlon training, it's been more familiarity and creating a cadence. So not a lot of pressure, like we were talking about on the times that I've been putting out or the paces. It's just been get in the miles, get in the time. So the swim has been twice a week paired with my upper body days. The bike has been twice a week, and running for me has been once a week because that's where I've been doing the most. So it's like running, I'm just going to hit once a week. I'm going to improve in these other areas and slowly kind of build up volume there. So that's been the first 3 months. Going into summer now, I'm going to keep my lifting, but I'm going to be more conscious of fatigue management with my lifts to make sure that I'm not lifting so hard that it's going to ruin or start to dip into my conditioning sessions. So there's you're starting to balance, kind of toe the line a little bit where I'm still doing both, but I'm going to start paying attention to the amount of sets that I'm doing. I might take things down a little bit. Instead of doing 4 sets of a movement, maybe you take it down to 3 sets and you play with your percentages very well. And you listen and you pay attention to the fatigue, taking deload weeks very seriously. As you ramp up the volume now in the bike and in the swim, you're going to be adding more to that over the summer. So does that make sense so far? Just kind of like moving through these levels. So now that's kind of like, I see that first like quarter is like a build phase. Then you get into a volume phase where it's let's just crank it up with volume. Then we're going to go into, as we get closer to race time where I'm like 4 months out, you're going to see like a shift happen where my lifting will start to become maintenance. It will start to take a back seat, and now the disciplines of the triathlon will be the priority. So I will have more focus on those days where I will be concerned about pacing. Like I'll have threshold days where you're like, these are hard training sessions, right? You're going at your max paces for longer durations, longer zone 2 days and longer rides, longer runs. So you're going to have intensity the same way that you do with lifting within those modalities. And then your lift days are they're going to start to go from 4 days and they'll start to go to 3. And then once we get into the real season, like peak season, I'll probably be lifting 1 to 2 days a week there. And that's where it gets pretty interesting, the 1 to 2 days a week of lifting.
Yeah.
There. Yeah.
What does that look like when you're down to that little lifting?
1 to 2.
Yeah.
The idea there that I think is like cool to understand is like, it's just called like the minimum effective dose. Like what's the idea? This is like such a cool thing to understand is like the longer you've been lifting, right? The more mature you are in your lifting, where you've been on a rhythm for 10 years, 20 years, you're like 4 or 5 days a week, just consistent, right? You do not need more volume to see improvements. You do not need always more intensity. In fact, it's like more precision, more refinement, and it takes more focus to develop an area, right? So building muscle, it's going to take way more volume, way more focus to build. But once you build something, maintenance is much less. So I could do these maintenance sets, like the minimum effective dose. If I do 2 to 4 sets a week on a muscle group at hard sets, I am going to be great. So I could do a back squat 2 sets in a week, a deadlift 2 sets in a week. Like, these sessions become just a lot tighter, so that you're maintaining the muscle, you're maintaining the power without fatiguing the muscle, so that it ruins like your rides, your runs, and your bike.
It makes perfect sense. I feel like I think the average layperson, including myself, always thinks, well, but if you needed to do, I don't know, 8 sets to keep building, then 2 sets isn't going to be enough to do the maintenance. It seems like it should be a ratio that is closer to the same as what you were doing before, if that makes sense.
It's kind of a head game, man. You think that for a long time. Like, I think that's more psychological. Like, I felt that way for a very long time. Think about the simple idea of like, you've been lifting, you're in a good flow, right? And this is just generally you're just lifting. That's like your priority. You've made this progress. Think about the mind, how it messes with you when you go on vacation. You feel bad for taking 2, 3, 4 days off, a week off, not lifting, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, we just got back from Mexico, so this is my inside voice.
The guilt was real.
Yeah.
And you feel like you're losing progress. Yeah, that's the idea. You're like, oh my God, I got to do this all
back
over
to
again.
2019. Yeah.
But yeah, thankfully that's not the case. Thankfully it's like, again, as you keep this rhythm, you're not losing anything. And in fact, I think it probably does it's more of a benefit to take that time off and to rest. Like, I tell this to our tonal community all the time. Like, they're always asking, like, what do I do on vacation? And I'm like, enjoy the vacation, man. Rest up, enjoy it. Like, take it as a deload week, take it as time to chill out. Like, you should be, especially for people that, like, we're not pro athletes, man, we're living our lives, right? Have your lifting be be locked in when you're at home. Be more strict when you're at home, have your routine. And then when you go away, allow yourself to recover and relax. And when you get back, that's your rest, that's your recovery. And then you're gonna be able to go a little bit harder when you get home.
So what I'm hearing is, when we saw people exercising on our trip, they
were so silly.
I was right to mock them. I was right to openly
You're doing
mock
too
them.
much.
You nerd. He's a nerd now.
Oh my Lord.
8 a.m. These people
just eat your
walking out of the
pizzas.
gym. And we're over here stuffing our face on the beach. They're walking around looking all great. 8 a.m. Jerks.
Yeah.
Totally joking.
Mostly totally.
Mostly, yeah.
Mostly totally.
But speaking of food, how are you fueling all of this? How is that shifting?
Oh, man.
I feel like you must eat 8,000 calories a day to maintain all that muscle.
I feel like there's just an IV drip of protein shakes.
He's probably doing it right now.
I got it on tap, yeah.
Those aren't headphones. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's fun. It is a lot of food, dude. It's gonna be real interesting as I get into this volume phase, because as that volume goes up and you're getting into like 50-mile rides or 60, 70, right? That's gonna be a big shift for sure. I've noticed so far that it's like the type of foods that make a little bit of a difference. Like, when I was just building muscle, I feel like you have a lot more leniency. You can get away with a lot. Like, you keep your protein high when you're building muscle, obviously. You want to keep your carbohydrates at a good level for energy for the workout, right? That's where you're like pulling that energy from and you're repairing. But I was always like, if I missed a meal because my appetite was low, it's not a big deal, right? You go into the gym, it's a 30, 60-minute session. Like, you can get away with some things, right?
Yeah, that's a different world in cardio.
Yeah. But it's, if you miss some meals or you're under-fueled and going into conditioning session, like, dude, you feel every single bit of that.
I had the strangest thing happen to me. You've probably run into this before being a coach, but I had no idea that if you go into ketosis, on accident because I was on accident. I wasn't trying to be in ketosis. And your sweat smells like cat pee. That was new. That was new. I was, what is happening?
It's not a good feeling too, is it?
It's not. It's terrible. I had no idea that's what that was. And I was Googling like crazy. I thought I was dying. And I was like, oh, it looks like I just need to eat more.
Yeah. Oh, it's such a bad feeling. Like you've heard that feeling, like you've heard the phrase the bonk, like just bonking. Yeah, that's when you're like just you got no carbs left and you're just pulling fat as like a resource and it's not great. Like I've hit it a couple times, like especially on the bike because it's been an adjustment period. So the first like couple months I'm eating, I'm like seeing how my body's responding to certain things. I need more carbohydrates for sure. And the timing of your meals definitely make a difference, right? I have found for sure that it's much more about keeping a consistency and a rhythm with your eating. And it's probably different for everybody, but I like small meals that are consistent throughout the day instead of like big meals all at once. I'd rather have like kind of these smaller meals broken out. And so if I miss a couple and I try to catch up with eating something before the ride, it's not enough. Like your body's not absorbing it fast enough.
Yeah.
So the timing has been like really important. The consistency has been important because if you hit that spot on a ride or a run where you bonk, it is what used to be like a run or a ride that, you've done before and you're like, this has felt great. I feel good on this. I know I can do this type of ride. The RP goes through the roof. It feels significantly harder. Your mind starts to kind of feel a little bit heavier. Your body feels heavier. It's not a good feeling. So that has been an adjustment for sure.
That makes sense. What are your go-tos when you're working out? How are you fueling yourself when you're out there?
Well, that's a different thing, which is an important one. The biggest difference is the fueling during the sessions.
Okay.
So as you're getting, right? So there's eating like before, but then obviously as you're getting into sessions that are 60, 90 minutes, 2 hours, right? You need to hit a certain amount of carbohydrates every hour to keep your energy levels up. So that's a lot of gel packs. As you're getting into, I think the rule of thumb is 60 to 90 grams per hour as you're getting past that like 2 hour mark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's playing with gel packs. I've just been having these things like on hand, making sure that my stomach is getting used to having those things on the run.
I've heard of people, and I've met a lot of people who have tried it. Have you tried the peanut butter and jelly? Have you tried that on a run or a ride?
No. Like actual peanut butter and jelly?
Yeah.
I was going to say, is that a flavor or something? You mean actually just making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? No, making a
peanut butter and jelly sandwich. In fact, as the weather gets warmer, what a lot of people do is they get an Uncrustable, like the Uncrustables you can buy at the grocery store. And as you leave the house, you take it with you. It thaws on your body. And then by the time you're ready to eat it, it's ready to go.
Ooh. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't sound like a bad idea. I'm going to have to I do like
you can use promo code. You can use promo code TCO to check out. Like that.
I wish you could.
Do you get free Uncrustables? That'd be a hell of a sponsorship, man. That'd be insane. It's like, these are the sponsorships we want. Give me Uncrustables.
I would be like, send me all the Uncrustables. I will work out every day.
Dude.
I need a Coke Zero.
Yeah.
I need a Coke Zero sponsorship.
There you go, Tom.
Yeah, those are the real ones, man. No, I haven't tried that yet. I've been using the gels, obviously. I have seen people that have these bites that are like peanut butter and jelly, like little bites that are in a packet, to your point.
Yeah.
Because it's like maybe you want some food during the race, where it's like a little bit harder food, not just gels.
Yes. Yes.
So your stomach can sell a little bit.
I will be curious to hear where you land on this, because when I was doing marathon training, I found that I felt better when I mixed the gels with real food, because if I just did gels, by the end of it, my tummy was a little especially
I switched it on the run, not on the run.
He's got nothing. He's my husband. He can get away with it.
He's like, he's not my husband.
Dude, I do not need that happening during my first race,
You do not. You do not. It's really important that you try out different gels too. The SIS gels were a game changer for me. I had been using, what was the other kind?
He's like, taking notes.
I was using a different one. before that, and I can't remember the name of it, but I loved them. But if I had too many of them, they did upset my stomach. But the SIS gels, I had no problem with them. They are giant, though, which is why I recommend that you switch. I will be curious, but I think adding real food in is very nice for the whole day.
I think you're right. I mean, I've been listening to some pros that kind of do this, and they echo that. Because it's a heck of a lot of fueling, man. I mean, like when you get... It's a big strategy. I mean, like you get out of the water, and I think the strategy is take a gel immediately, and then you get on your bike, and you got to have like electrolytes and like carbs within your water. So I've been like using Tailwind in the water, right?
Yes.
And that's a popular one.
Very popular.
Yep. And that's like, it could be like 100 grams of carbs a bottle. So you have like a couple of those. But to your point, and then you're doing gels every hour for that to prepare for the run. And so, yeah, I could see your stomach being like, I need some substance right now. I mean, how many gel packs can you take? I mean, this is going to be like, I've seen people pulling them out of their jerseys, just handing them over.
Yeah, the wildest thing I've ever seen is the people at the transition getting out of their little scuba suits into their little bike bibs, and then their food is already loaded in their bibs whenever they transition. They just take the top part off, and they have people peeling them off. It's wild at the transition station. It's wild.
Yeah, have you practiced your transition?
We're getting into that this summer. I mean, the brick training, that's coming up. That's coming up like this month, man.
I'll tell you one thing that's scary to me is the transitioning onto the bike. Those people take off with literally no shoes on. Are you worried about that?
I do not plan to do that.
Smart.
He's like, remember when I said I'm not worried about winning?
No, I know what you're talking about. I've been seeing the pros, right? They're sockless, and they're going in. Yeah, because they're saving like every millisecond. And I'm like, it's okay. I can put some socks on.
Yeah.
You know?
That's good. That's the right call.
Yeah. Listen, if I do like halfway decent at this and it's, hey, you have potential, man, then this could be a very different conversation. But now,
next year we'll worry about the next training cycle. We'll worry about your sockless transition.
But, you know, that's true of anything, right? You do it. And then if you have aptitude, then you start developing, I can level up. But that's true of whether it's playing guitar or writing or, it's anything. You don't start here.
No, dude, I think it's such a big point, man. This is something I wanted to drive home. And one of the reasons why I'm doing this is I wanted to be a beginner again, right? Because I've been lifting and doing all these things that I'm like that I'm just good at, that I've been like naturally good at for a while. And as you do things for years and years, you get really good at it, right? And so I'm like, lifting's been, it's like second nature to me. I'm like, yeah, I can do this, right? But you get to a point where you're like, I want to test myself in a different way. And so being a beginner, it puts you in a totally different mindset, man. It makes you like slow down. It makes you let me just focus on the process again. And that's kind of a big takeaway that I want to drive home to people. I think like in the fitness space, we always see people that are doing extremes and doing things insanely well and like professionals at the highest level. And you learn a lot from those people, man. Like it's inspiring. You can learn like the highest degree of how to train, how to track, to do things beautifully and precisely. But I'm like, you can also dial that back and just be like, I want to also enjoy this process.
Yeah.
And the first time through this, you don't have to be so rigid. You don't have to be so serious. Like, I'm not tracking everything to a T. I'm not tracking my times like I'm an elite athlete right now. I want to have a great time. I want to build a great relationship with the water. I want to get acclimated into the pool where I'm very comfortable in there. I want to get used to the bike to where I just feel comfortable on the bike, right? And then to your point, zoom out. You got the long game, man. You do great. You have a great time. Then you can refine. As the years go by and the decades go by, you can get tighter and tighter and tighter. But then I feel like it's a natural process instead of you like forcing the process and trying to be elite off the bat.
Yeah, what a great point. And I struggle with that. I think a lot of people struggle with that because we read the books, we read the suggestions with all the things, and it's like they tell you how to optimize everything. Mm-hmm. Opinions you don't even need to hear, they tell you. And the thing is that you want to be the best that you can be, not necessarily win, but be the best that you can be. But you're right. If you do too much too quick, it can really ruin the entire experience. It really can.
It becomes a task, man.
Yeah, you know who doesn't struggle with that? Me.
Yeah, I was going to say
yeah, because I'm just like, I'm not going to be elite. I don't know that.
I'm cheering.
Let's be over here.
Sounds like I'm just in it.
Over here with my Coke Zero.
Tom, you know what, man? I freaking love it, dude, because you're in here, you're vibing. You're here for the vibes.
Yeah.
Tom's like, I'm doing it. having a great time, you know.
Just do enough to try and still be able to walk around Disney World when I'm 70.
Love it.
You know?
I mean, I'll be there with you.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That's
plenty. Yeah.
That's what it's about, man. That's what it's about. No, that is the bigger picture, right? I hope people understand that. We've gotten to like optimization culture, which is like, there's things to learn. But I think if you're trying to be efficient and optimize everything, it kind of sucks the fun out of the whole process. And like, I see people do it with weightlifting all the time, where it's just like you kind of enter the space and you're like, I want these results ASAP and I want to like do this hardcore right now. But it's like you haven't had that intensity for a long time. And then all of a sudden you just want to get into it at that level. It's like, ease in, man. We got time. You got decades in front of you.
And that's how you get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Truly, from a training side, yeah.
Yeah, and then now you're definitely not going to get where you want to be, right? Because you've injured yourself. But I will also say, as I see other people my age, like people I went to high school with, like I'm really starting to see the branch off in terms of people who stay active and people who don't. And that resonates in my head, especially on days where I'm just like, I don't want to go downstairs and do the tonal. And I'm just...
He's always excited to do the tonal. Yeah. Always.
I think about that jackweed I went to high school with that I'm Facebook friends with, but I don't really like, and what he looks like now.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm going to go do the tonal.
Good for you.
Yeah, we're going to move today. We're going to lift today. Yeah. No, it's important, man. It's important. No, you do see these paths, man. Like I just turned 40 and you start to see like how these decisions in your life start to like really create these different lanes, you know, like the compound effect is very real.
Yeah.
So true. I want to make sure we give you a chance to tell, is there any aspect of the journey you've been on, that you're on, that you want to make sure and share that we haven't covered?
I think just from like a kind of a coaching side, just kind of, because I think this is an important thing when we're talking about like development and going back to kind of maintenance and development and making sure you're not doing too many things at once. Is I always echo this, is like have a long-term perspective when you are training. You can have... There's this balance that you have to strike where you have a sense of urgency, where you care to do your best work deliberately at a high level right now, while also having a high degree of patience with yourself, to where you're like, I don't have to be perfect today. If I don't execute today as brilliantly as maybe the plan said, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up, because we have years, right? So the example with this that I keep coming back to is this phase development. Just think about your year like that. Like you can make your goals and your training goals year long so that each quarter you can focus on a certain thing. With muscle development is the clearest example. Like the best example I can give you is like in the bodybuilding world is you have this goal of saying, I want to grow a specific part of my body. Like I want a bigger chest, or I want to focus on glutes or quads, right? Focus on that for 3 months and develop that. Meaning you are driving your volume into those areas to grow, right? Because you have a limited amount of energy, you have a limited amount of sets and a limited amount of time. So if you went into that quarter and you said, I want to develop chest, shoulders, traps, arms, quads, everything, then nothing's going to get done. You can do nothing. So focus on an area, develop it. It could be speed, it can be conditioning, it could be building muscle, it could be strength, but develop it and then move on to the next one. Move on to quarter 2. Be like, now I've developed this, now I can maintain that. I can develop this, I can maintain that, go into another development area. But always try to be specific with that. Don't try to do everything at one time. And it's a more fun process that way too.
All italics is the same as no italics. That's what I like to say.
Yeah, the master of many is the master of none.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know?
Well, first of all, thank you for doing this.
Yes.
I'm really excited for you and your journey. I love seeing people do these kinds of events. I think it's really fun. I think they are fun events, and it's the cardio side of life comes really easy to me. It's the weightlifting that's really hard for me to stay focused on. So I love seeing people be able to do both. I think that's really cool.
I think it's great to see someone who is fit at the level you are still find things that are challenging and is honest and vulnerable about that, right?
Yeah.
That's not always easy to do. And it's also really easy to look at somebody who has worked as hard as you have to be where you're at physically and just be like, well, he's fine. And
he doesn't have to work on anything.
Right.
He's perfect.
Yeah. And to hear that you're like, no, I got to figure out how to swim and I got to do this. And I got, you know, it's like you have your own things that are maybe don't come as easily to you as people might think at first blush.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good closing thought, honestly. On a personal level, man, I felt like, I was achieving things that I wanted to do physically, right? And like I had felt good about the physique that I was creating and I worked really hard at that. And you get to a spot where you're like, I could hang here for a while, right? Like I could stay in this lane where I'm just doing things that I'm kind of comfortable with. And I was toying with this for a while, man. But I always came back to this feeling that I was like, the point of training for me is not to get to a spot and just hang there. There's also a mental component to me that if I'm not pushing myself in a meaningful way, in a way that I care about, and I'm not learning something new or challenging myself, I don't feel at my best. You know, like I really think there's something about being a beginner again, that you learn something about yourself, and that vulnerability I think is a really powerful place to be. And like as a coach, I wanted to be that beginner again because it makes me a better coach. Because I can be like, hey, man, I know what this feeling is like. I know what the nervousness is like. And so, I encourage everybody to do that, man. There's a great quote from one of my favorite books. It's about the New Zealand All Blacks. It's called Legacy. And the principle from that is when you're at the top of your game, change your game. Continuously evolve. Do not just hang there. You've made it. You've done some great things. Change it up. Like that's the whole process, I think, of this.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love
absolutely.
That. I think it serves people well throughout their lives too. It's good advice. Good advice.
Sure. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Before we let you go, just let everybody know where they can find you in all the places.
Oh man. Well, obviously on Tonal, we're lifting weights and throwing down on there. And then mainly on Instagram, I'm on there at Joe Rodonis.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
That was a fun talk.
Such a fun talk.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
He is.
Yeah.
I really like him.
So I guess that brings this episode to a close. Until next week, where can people find you?
People can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Crystal D. O'Keefe. They can find me on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and the Peloton leaderboard at Clip Out Crystal.
I almost said until next time because on the superset, I always said until next time because it wasn't weekly.
Oh, so you got yourself all.
I got all because we were talking to Joe Rodonis.
We haven't done a superset in a long time.
We have not.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we kind of just did.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. So, and you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Tom O'Keefe or on Blue Sky and Threads at Tom O'Keefe Jr. And you can find the show online at facebook.com/theclipout. While you're there, like the page, join the group. Of course, don't forget our Patreon, all sorts of bonus content over there. And there are free 7-day trials if you've never given it a shot. So you can check it out, download a bunch, and then never come back.
And dip.
If you don't like it.
Dip if you want.
Yeah, like whatever.
I mean,
that's
we
fine.
won't, we won't get hurt or anything.
Yeah, we'll like you for 7 days.
That's it.
But anyway, as always, thank you so much for listening. Support the show, and we'll talk to you next week. Until then, keep pedaling
And running.
and running.
Bye.
Clip in, set your